sterilized jars. I have made 120 jars of grape jelly this past 2 weeks, and it is very, very gruesome to have to continue to do the old method, or I don't know which old or new method, but it's when you're putting all the jars into the big hot vat of water. And so I found in my 120 jar making this past couple of weeks that a really fast, efficient way, a more pleasurable way, is to sterilize, or to clean and sterilize the jars in hot soapy water, then put them in the oven. This is what I want you to do. So you take your jars and make sure that you are washing them with hot soapy water, and every one of my jars has been soaking in the soap and the hot water. And when you rinse it, you're going to put it upside down on a towel. So just super quick, you know that it's clean. You're going to rinse it, hot soapy water, placing it upside down. I'm going to make probably another 30 jars of jelly today because 'tis the season for jelly in Central Texas. So this method, to me, works really, really, really well. And clean and sterilize your jars this way. I think it saves a lot of time, a lot of sweat equity. Not that I don't like that, but when you're making as many jars of jelly as I am, you certainly appreciate time hacks and also efficiency. So, hot soapy water, clean your jars, place them upside down on a clean towel. And then you'll go on to step 2, which is sterilizing your jars. Cleaning and sterilizing, 2 different things. I find this way of cleaning the jars with hot soapy water and then putting them in the oven to sterilize is the most efficient. Now, your rings and your lids, you gotta wash those too in hot soapy water. So be sure that you have plenty of it in a bowl. And I'm just gonna go ahead and put all mine in a bowl. I'm just gonna let them sit for a while. I do not like to put the lids and the rings in the oven at the same time as the jars because I found that it kind of starts to discolor the lid, and I don't like that. So what I'm gonna do is, when I know my time is right with the jelly, I'm gonna go ahead and rinse these out with hot water and then put the rings and the lids in the oven for about 10 minutes. And I'm gonna put the lids right side up and put the rings down to let the water come out after I rinse them. So these are brand new rings and lids. I try not to reuse the lids at all. Sometimes the rings, if they're good. If not, I keep them and make family games like ring toss with Topo Chico bottles. Now, with your clean hands, take your warm jar and place it right side up on your cookie sheet. Don't let the jars touch. And also never put a cold jar into the oven because it will crack. Now I have my hot, warm jar. Then you'll put your jars in the oven, right side up, not touching. Nice and clean to sterilize. In the oven at 225 degrees for 20 minutes. What I like to do is do this right before I turn my juice on, and that way when everything is ready, everything is done. And I just pour the hot grape jelly into the hot jars.